Cotton. Candy? You've gotten older. And you have pointy ears! Well, what do we do now?
Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend has been an absolute roller coaster of a ride with highs and honestly just more highs. There wasn't really a single low for me. Oh, I know one. Timmy, there isn't a single negative thing about this beta and it's ending soon. Oh, yeah, that. So once you've completed the 2 new quests in the beta to hunt Banbaro and Tigrex, what 5 things should you make sure you do with the limited time that you have left?
Number 5, fly solo.
Or if you've exclusively played the beta solo so far, try out multiplayer. One of the most unique things in the Monster Hunter series is just how much of a difference there is between playing solo and in a group of 4. Whether with friends or strangers you've been connected with over the internet, the entire nature of the game changes, from the base level of a scaling difference to a difference as fluid as the extra flinch power of 4 hunters compared to just 1. It really is an entirely different beast. An entirely different beast? Not literally, Timmy. Not to say that one way of playing the game is necessarily better than the other. They both absolutely have their pros and cons, and the feeling when the teamwork goes just right in a 4-player hunt is awesome, but there is something intangibly satisfying about beating a difficult monster solo where all of their focus is on you, and the only friend you have is that cat over there with his snowboard that isn't even actually sharp. God damn it, why are you using that?
Number 4, spend time with your palico.
In the world of Monster Hunter, there are few creatures we see more often than our palicos. Even if you don't like bringing your palico actually on the hunt with you, they still endlessly follow you around the base and also sit outside your tent when you're in the camp, and sit inside your tent when you're in the tent. Honestly, you'd think they are like your pet or something.
What did you call me?
Nothing. But as much time as you spend around your palico, so few people actually spend time with their palicos. But in Iceborne, even those who are staunchly against palicos on hunts may change their minds when they experience palico gestures. The game may not put a tooltip to tell you about this new feature, but not only is it in the game, but it's just so fantastic. Look, there's just something undeniably hilarious about having your own little background dancer. No matter what you do, from hiding to clapping to crying to laughing, the little guys are all about emphasizing your actions, just like they do when you're fighting your opponents. Opponents like...
Number 3, the side monsters.
In the Iceborne beta, there are 3 quests with 3 targets, one of which is a great Jagras, so who wants to do that, right? Let's go kill Banbaro and Tigrex 17 times! Wait! Yeah, don't get me wrong, go kill those 2 as many times as your little heart desires, but consider the less trodden path on this one. Within the Banbaro quest, there is a not particularly hidden Beatotus who will occasionally show up for an awesome turf war, and then they split up and he leaves you to fight Banbaro again, unless you fight him instead. In fact, why even wait for the turf war? Beatotus is on the Banbaro quest from the very beginning. You can find him over in this area at the start of the quest, and you can experience his Piscine glory for yourself, and feel like a real big person as you beat down the confirmed great Jagras equivalent of Iceborne. Speaking of Jagras, and just how great his pretty little face is, you should actually go give fighting him a go, or at least his quest. If you complete the quest, it gives you another item pack for the full release, so that is an easy bonus, but hey, you might be thinking, it's just a great Jagras. I've fought a great Jagras before. Well, you are almost right. It appears that the ancient forest's most glorified glutton is graduated to the master rank for the beta, as well as Anjanath, who is also on the quest, and Rathalos, who is also on the quest. They all have some slight changes, with the most interesting, as expected, being for Rathalos, who has a triple fireball and is immune to flashes while enraged. This is also a great opportunity to try out number 5 and take the single player route. So really, you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, or I guess you could knock out 3 monsters with 1 hammer. And if you want to see what changes the hammer has, then maybe you should try out...
Number 2, the training room experience.
On first glance, the training room is pretty much exactly the same as it was in the base version of World, bar a couple of extra piles of slinger ammo to mess around with, which is actually a pretty important change now that slinger burst shots are a part of the repertoire of a number of weapons. But the real change comes when you talk to your housekeeper, who reveals the fucking crazy cart of fun!
Oink oink, I'm a pig!
No, you're a cart. But what the cart does do is allow you to test out almost all of the clutch claw attacks you could ever want to try, as it reacts to the movement hits and flinch shots exactly the way that a monster would. With this advantage, the training room manages to stay the perfect place to mess around, which is exactly what you should do in it. I know Josh just picked up his greatsword and went for it. How many of you guys did the same, either with greatsword or another weapon? Whether you love your weapon and the changes it has received or not, every single weapon has had some work done, and while it is in the form of just 1 or 2 changes each, almost every weapon's playstyle has noticeably changed. The best example of this for me is the weapon that can't actually test his clutch claw completely on the good old cart, and that is the lance. It may not be the most efficient playstyle, but essentially just playing with the new clutch claw guard mode where you can both use slinger burst shots and a counterattack into an uninterruptible claw grapple on repeat. And guys, I cannot speak highly enough about how cool it feels to play this weapon, and I have honestly found myself falling back in love with a number of weapons I haven't played in a while. You may not have the time to devote an entire quest to each weapon, but you should try your best to carve out the time to just play each weapon for a couple of minutes in the training room. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Number 1. Smell the roses.
When it comes to betas, especially one that is available for as short a time as Iceborne's, people tend to just go, keep playing it, do the objectives, kill as many monsters as possible, can't forget about all the rest. After all, if the sharp edge of your weapon isn't in a monster, you might as well not be playing Monster Hunter, right? Wrong. Easily my favorite part of Monster Hunter World as a game, and even more so after playing Generations Ultimate, is just how alive the game world feels. So just like in real life, take some time to yourself, wander the map, explore, maybe even eat a meal to actually watch the food animation, which is a brand new dish in the beta, which honestly has the best looking broccoli I've ever seen in a video game. Enjoy some nice calming rides on a Wolg or even a classic Jagras. Look at the menu screen for 5 minutes. Check out the penguins. Take a stroll through the snow. Look at the menu screen for 5 minutes. You already said to do that. Do it again! And then put on a ghillie mantle so you can sit with the little guys in a hot spring too. Spend a little time in the options menu too while you're walking around. The HUD is now pretty much fully customizable, so you can remove any parts you want to see more of the screen and more of the beauty of this game. A beauty that you sometimes won't see unless you wander around for long enough for the time of day to start changing. I was honestly completely taken aback when I saw the Hoarfrost reach with this lighting on top of it. It's like a painting come to life. Nothing compares to this view, guys. When it comes to the Iceborne beta, I have pretty much nothing negative to say. I love the monsters, the weapons, the world, the new systems, as well as all of the changes to the old systems, and every single time I start one of these 3 quests on that board, I feel my heart start to beat faster and faster. All said and done, I don't know if I could be more excited for Iceborne, and the next 2 months I have to spend without all of these cool things are going to be sheer agony. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to take advantage of this time and look at the menu screen some more. I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and these have been the 5 things that you need to do before the end of the Iceborne beta. Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the little notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, when we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or important news about the Kingdom Animalia. Rage, Cotton, and Hollow are all here, talking about the things you want to hear. So if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons, even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros. There's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.